Hey, beautiful ladies. I'm so thrilled you're here with me today. Whether you're chilling at home, out for a walk, or getting ready for the day, you're in the perfect spot because we're about to have some fun. We're diving into something a little playful, a bit cheeky, and totally relatable, something every woman has puzzled over at some point. Is he into me, or is he just being nice? We've all been there, right? You're chatting with a guy, maybe at a coffee shop, a party, or even at work, and there's this vibe. He's smiling a little extra, laughing at your jokes like they're comedy gold, and you're left wondering, is this flirting, or is he just super polite? Here's the deal. Guys don't always spell out their feelings with words, but their bodies? Oh, they are spilling all the tea. If you know what to look for, you can crack the code and read the situation like a pro. So, today, I'm breaking down 7 body language signs that scream. He's not just being friendly, he's flirting with you. These are subtle, often unconscious moves guys make when they are into a woman. Once you spot them, you'll never second-guess a vibe again. Ready to play detective? Let's jump in. First up, one of the biggest giveaways that a guy's flirting isn't in his words. It's in how his body moves when he thinks you're not paying attention. The number 1 clue. He points his body toward you, even when he doesn't need to. This is super noticeable in group settings, like when you're out with friends or at a casual hangout. Everyone's talking, laughing, mingling, but if you sneak a glance at how he's standing or sitting, you'll catch something subtle. His chest, his hips, even his feet are angled right at you, not the group, not the loudest person in the convo, but you. Why is this a big deal? Because humans naturally face what they are drawn to. It's wired into us, like a survival instinct. Our bodies turn toward what we're focused on, what we want. So, when a guy's body is aimed at you, it's like his subconscious is shouting, "You're my priority right now." That's not just friendly, that's flirty, and it's got a spark of soulful intimacy. You might notice this in little ways. Maybe he leans just a bit closer to you while someone else is talking. Or his knees are turned your way under the table, even if he's chatting with the person next to him. Or, say the group moves around, and somehow, he ends up nearer to you, not by chance, but because he's gravitating your way. Here's the thing, he's not sitting there thinking, "Gotta angle my shoulders at her." It's instinctive. When a guy's into you, his body spills the beans before his mouth does. You can also spot this when everyone's laughing at a joke. Say someone drops a funny line, and the group cracks up, check who he looks at first. If his head turns to you, or his body shifts like he's sharing the moment with you, he's not just enjoying the vibe, he's connecting with you. That's a guy who's tuned into you on a deeper level. Now, compare that to a guy who's just being polite. He might chat with you, smile, even make eye contact, but his body stays neutral, maybe turned slightly away, not fully open to you. That's a sign he's engaged but not invested. But when a man's flirting, his body opens up, leans in, and stays pointed your way, like your magnetic north. So, next time you're wondering if a guy's just being social or sending you signals, don't just listen to what he's saying. Watch where his body's pointing. It's telling a story his words might not be ready to share yet, and trust me, it's rarely wrong. Alright, let's keep the vibe going with the second body language sign that a guy's flirting with you. He mirrors your movements. Okay, you might be like, wait, what's that about? Don't worry, I've got you. Mirroring is when someone subtly copies your posture, gestures, or even your facial expressions without even realizing it. It's like their body is trying to vibe with yours, syncing up in this supernatural way. And when a guy's into you, this is a massive clue he's feeling something more than just friendly. Picture this, you're grabbing coffee, and you take a sip of your latte. A beat later, he picks up his drink too. You shift to one side, and soon after, he does the same. You laugh and tuck your hair behind your ear, and suddenly he's fidgeting with his sleeve or scratching his neck. That's mirroring in action, subtle, instinctive, and oh so telling. Why does this happen? It's called the chameleon effect, and psychologists have been geeking out over it forever. When we feel a connection with someone, or want to build one, we start mimicking their behavior to create trust and chemistry. It's something we've done since we were babies, and in a flirty context, it's like his body's saying, "Hey, I'm into you, and I want us to click." Mirroring doesn't just show he's attracted, it actually creates that spark. You'll notice the convo flows easier, like you're in sync, almost like you're dancing without moving. It's not just him copying you, it's your energies aligning, and it feels effortless. Some guys are naturally smooth and might mirror without it being a big deal. But when a man's flirting, this happens almost automatically because his focus is locked on you, and his body's following your lead. Want to test it out? Try this. Make a small move, like crossing your arms loosely or resting your chin in your hand, and see what happens. If he mirrors you within a few seconds, he's probably tuned into you. And if he keeps reflecting your movements throughout the chat, that's a strong sign there's a spark. Now, a quick heads up. Not every mirror moment means he's head over heels. Context is key. But when you see it alongside other flirty signs, like a lingering glance or a warm smile, it's a solid hint he's not just being nice, he's chasing that soulful intimacy with you. So, next time you're wondering if a guy's into you, watch for those little copycat moves. His body might be spilling the beans before his words catch up. Okay, let's roll into the third body language sign that a guy's flirting with you. Those subtle, intentional touches. And no, I'm not talking about anything bold or over the top, just those small, blink and you miss it moments of contact that feel casual but are packed with meaning. Touch is one of the most instinctive ways we connect as humans. We hug, we high-five, we reach out to people we care about. So, when a guy finds gentle, respectful ways to touch you, more than once, it's his body saying, "I want to be closer to you." You might catch this when he lightly taps your arm while making a point in conversation, or he brushes your shoulder to guide you through a crowd. Maybe you're laughing together, and he gives you a playful nudge, or your hands graze while walking, lingering just a tad too long to be random. What's key here isn't just that he's touching you, it's how he does it. A guy who's flirting keeps it soft, deliberate, and never pushy. These moments are quick, just a second or two, but they carry a vibe. Why? Because they are little experiments. He's testing the waters, watching how you react. Do you smile? Lean in. Pull back. He's gauging if the spark's mutual. And here's the cool part. A lot of guys don't even realize they are doing this. Attraction flips a switch in their brain, urging them to close that physical gap. Because touch is so vulnerable, a flirty guy will do it in a way that gives you room to respond. Or not, keeping it respectful but clear he's into you. Context matters, though. A touch that feels flirty at a party might not land the same in a work meeting. But even in professional settings, the signs are there. Maybe he hands you something and his fingers linger a split second, or he accidentally bumps into you more than seems random. He's not doing this with everyone, just you, because you're the one pulling his focus. So, don't brush off those light touches as nothing. When they are gentle, repeated, and feel intentional, that's his body language screaming attraction without a single word. It's all part of that soulful intimacy he's chasing with you. Alright, let's dive into the fourth body language sign that a guy's flirting with you. His eyes are doing some serious talking. If you want to know if he's into you, catch him looking, or better yet, notice how he looks when he thinks you're not watching. Eye contact is one of the most powerful ways we connect without words, and when a guy's flirting, he uses it in a way that's unmistakable. It's not just a quick glance and done. His gaze lingers, a second or two longer than feels casual, long enough to give you that little flutter in your stomach. You're left wondering, was that just a look, or was that more? Spoiler, it's more. Here's why this matters. Guys are visual, sure, but when a man's flirting, he's not just looking, he's captivated. His eye contact shifts from polite to personal. He holds your gaze even during quiet moments, like when the convo pauses. He's watching your expressions, soaking in your reactions, and sometimes you'll catch this soft, almost dreamy look, like he's totally absorbed, even if you're just talking about your weekend plans. That's not just being nice, that's chemistry bubbling up, full of soulful intimacy. But here's where it gets juicy. A guy who's flirting but playing it cool will sneak glances when he thinks you're distracted. Maybe you're checking your phone, laughing with a friend, or turning to grab something, and his eyes slide your way. He's studying your smile, your vibe, the way you move. Then, when you catch him, he looks away, just a fraction too late. That's not an accident. That's attraction speaking louder than words. So, next time you notice him holding your gaze a beat too long or stealing looks when you're not on, don't ignore it. That's one of the clearest signs he's not just being friendly, he's flirting, quietly but boldly. His eyes are telling you what his heart's still working up the nerve to say. Here we go with the fifth body language sign that a guy's flirting with you. He keeps finding ways to be near you. Not in a clingy, in-your-face way, but in this subtle, magnetic pull where you start noticing, hey, he's always around. Whether it's a crowded party, a casual hangout, or even at work, he somehow ends up close to you, again and again. This isn't random, it's all about proximity. When a guy's into you, his body just wants to be in your orbit. He might not even realize he's doing it, but he's drawn to you like a moth to a flame. You'll see it when you move to another spot in the room, and a few minutes later, there he is, nearby. Or if you're chatting with someone else, he positions himself close enough to jump into the convo, or at least eavesdrop a little. Here's the difference between a friendly guy and a flirty one. A friendly guy engages when there's a clear reason, a shared project, a mutual friend, or a direct question. A flirty guy, he makes reasons. Maybe he asks you something he probably already knows, or he starts helping someone near you just to stand closer, or he swings by to say hi, even though you already crossed paths earlier. These moves might seem low-key, but they are driven by one thing: he wants to be where you are. You'll feel his presence. Maybe he's just behind your shoulder during a group chat, or he picks the seat next to you when there are other options. If he leans in when you speak, nods like he's hanging on your every word, and flashes that warm, open smile, that's his body screaming interest and that soulful intimacy vibe. The best part? He probably doesn't even know how obvious it is. Attraction is like gravity. When he's into you, he can't help but close the gap over and over. So, when you notice him orbiting you more than anyone else, or his path keeps crossing yours, that's not just chance. That's flirting in motion. Pay attention to how often he chooses to be near you when he doesn't have to be. In a world full of distractions, people show what they care about by what they prioritize, and he's prioritizing you. So, there you have it. 5 undeniable body language signs a guy's flirting with you. From angling his body your way, mirroring your moves, sneaking in gentle touches, locking eyes, to always finding his way to your side. His body's doing the talking, even if his words are playing catch-up. Flirting isn't always big gestures or smooth lines. Sometimes, it's these quiet, honest signals that tell the real story. Now, take these tips and start watching. Next time you're with a guy, check out his body language. Is he leaning in? Stealing glances? Hovering nearby? Those clues are like puzzle pieces, showing you if the attraction's real. I want to hear from you. Have you noticed any of these signs from a guy you're curious about? Drop your stories in the comments. I'm all ears. If you loved these insights, hit that like button, subscribe for more tips on decoding vibes, and tap the bell so you don't miss a video. Keep shining, stay confident, and let your own body language speak just as loud as his.